Welcome to Reef Diary, Day 5. Yesterday, while I was scraping away the Montipora, I also wanted to clean the area of the sand between the glass. And I discovered that using the 6-in-1 tool from Live Aquaria actually does a pretty nice job of getting in there. So you can just kind of go in sideways through the sand bed and dig down deep, and then work your way up and down against the glass. And you can see what I'm doing here. I'm basically erasing that green and yellow and red and brown stuff that makes the front look ugly. And I'm able to kind of shift the sand back where I want it to be at the same time. And this is actually very safe to do, and other tools may do the job just as well. I just happened to find that this worked out really well for me because I didn't have to reach in nearly as far as I have in the past, such as when I used a credit card. In those scenarios, my hand is down to the sand, and I'm trying to chisel that stuff off the glass between the sand and the glass. So this tool with a longer handle gives me a little bit more ability to reach down there while I'm kind of standing. And I was also, it was impressive that the blade did a good job without scratching the glass at all. So if you wanted to get that tool, you can contact Live Aquaria through their website and see if it's there yet. I know it's a brand new tool. I'm not sure if it's available to buy yet or not. The thing is that it does a few other things, but I found this to be pretty interesting, and I wanted to show you guys what I was doing to make the sand look better against the front of the tank. So now the front is done and the back is done, but the end of the tank, the end view, I still have to do that. And I'd also like to do the same in the anemone cube. Yeah, let's start with the frag tank. The frag tank is kind of, it's its own body of water. It's a 60-gallon system. I actually took all the water out of my tank and put it into the frag tank, so the nitrates are crazy high. And even after all this time and a couple of water changes, they've actually come down. So that's good news. So the frag tank was at 40 nitrate instead of something insane. pH is 8.25, temperature 78.8, salinity is 1.026, specific gravity. Alkalinity is 8.5 DKH, phosphates are 0.25, which is a little bit up, and not surprising because there's all kinds of algae growing in there. And calcium was 370, magnesium was 1450. So overall, not too far off. And also, I wanted to mention, you remember I mentioned earlier how I mixed up my salt water and it's too salty? Well, it turns out that now that I've used some of the water yesterday to work on the sand bed in here, I actually created a 40-gallon empty gap in the container. So I can actually add some RODI water to dilute it down to 1.026 or 35 ppt again, which would be good. And that way I can do the rest of my water changes for the rest of that container without any complaints at all. The main reef is at 1.027 specific gravity. Alkalinity is about 9.3. It's a little bit down from where I like it. Phosphates are up, 0.5, and I'm not surprised because I keep cleaning the glass. Magnesium is 1400, calcium is 410, temperature is 77.6, pH is 8.36, and ORP is at 259. And nitrates measured about 30. So they didn't really budge, but all I did was change about 40 gallons of water yesterday. But when I did it, I was focused on removing brown stuff from the sand bed from areas that I really couldn't reach. And I discovered today that I did bump loose one blue acro, a blue tort, so I've got to glue that one back in place again. I'm sure I bumped it while I was working with a long vacuum tube. Other than that, that's it. I just got to feed the fish. So I hope you enjoyed today's Reef Diary.